That was the big intro.
Yeah,
He worked on that for like the past 27 minutes and then said he was ready. All right, welcome to a very special fill-in edition.
Big shoes to fill.
We got to have a name for this. Well, I tell you, that'll be a write-in. You guys, listeners, decide. It's been Venus talking, but clearly Biggie's here. So I can't take all the credit, on that one.
Knee in the butt.
Big Venus talking.
I like it.
So you guys can decide what the name of this particular podcast is. But yeah, we're going to fill in. We're going to do a little bit of our own thing, but a little bit of what's been done, so that we're still keeping the theme of what this particular podcast is supposed to be at this point in the week. All right, so I guess we'll start off. Do you have anything that you need to go over? Any unfinished business? Any unfinished business?
Just real quick. I mean, if it's anything, it's got to be Maddie and them talking about Cam Newton in our format. It's something I keep hearing every week. I can't believe Cam got 65 or something like that. So,
Cam is great.
And I went up inside and blowout of the week on my opponent.
I did see that. It was definitely the blowjob of the week.
Yes, he blew his job. So that's it. I think Cam makes up for it in rushing yards. All those completions he doesn't get, he punches them in on the ground.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to be nice this year.
Yeah,
Plus, I think they're trying to run it up.
He's a gorgeous player. I mean, you can't get with the value that Cam's going to bring to your team. I mean,
but I understand, he doesn't have 35 completions like Derek Carr, which, by the way, there's some unfinished business. What does Derek Carr got to do to get in Hube's lineup?
Oh, Derek Carr's fucking
crushing
incredible.
It on his bench.
Who's he starting instead?
I don't know.
Not Derek Carr.
No, not Derek Carr. He's losing points every week, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Carr, he's got a great receiving core.
And isn't that like his keeper, too? I mean, why'd you keep him? To bench him?
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, I mean, everybody always overlooks Michael Crabtree. But, like, Michael Crabtree, I mean, he's the Black Eric Decker. Like, it's all he does is go out and score points for you every single week.
It's true. I mean, I can't argue with that.
Quietly, and he just goes out.
Eric Decker heartstrings.
Oh, I know. You're so welcome for that, by the way.
You act like you made the choice for me.
You were not going to keep him until I talked you into him.
Bullshit.
And don't act like you were, because you were definitely going. You changed your keeper.
Dude, I was waiting on Fitzmagic.
To Decker.
Dude, at the time, Fitzmagic wasn't signed. It was the next best option.
Bullshit. Big Dick Decker.
Ugh.
I convinced you to keep him.
Well, yeah, it does have a big dick.
That's what we've heard from his gorgeous wife.
She's hot.
She is real fucking hot. Like,
anyway.
We could do a whole thing just on that.
So, well, let's, we were talking about tranny. Wait.
Yeah, unfinished business.
Oh.
That's all right. I'm going to keep you focused.
I finished the business. Well, here's the thing, and then Jimmy Huber, just crushing it. 1.55 points. Separating himself from 0-2 and 2-0. He beat Craig by about 13 yards. Yards now.
It's absolutely
He beat me by 2 yards. I mean, he's blessed. He's got a new name. His wife suggested that, and sometimes, the wife isn't always wrong, Kevin.
That's, mine is generally always right.
Right.
I married, so I outkicked my coverage. I married so far out.
God, you say that so much. I think you're slumming with Mallory.
Oh, no.
Look at you. No, you're looking pretty sexy today.
Well, thank you very much.
Just came from work looking for she's getting paid for this.
Technically still at work.
Yeah, this is a marketing campaign.
Don't tell my boss. But so we did talk about a little bit these injuries too. I mean, I don't know if it's unfinished business or what, but fuck, did everybody get hurt?
San Diego especially now.
Oh, I know. Woodhead went down. And Woodhead, he's another one of those guys. I mean, he was the number 5 PPR running back last season. And with the week 1 injuries, he looked like he was going to have just as great of a year this year. I was excited, and all of a sudden, he's gone.
It's funny. I go on the waiver wire, and I'm looking at things, clicked on targets to see who the most targeted bench guy was or whatever. And I see all these sweet numbers. I'm like, ooh, who's this? And I scroll back, and it's Woodhead.
Yep. Fucking, yeah.
But he was putting up numbers, and he was poised to have a great year in the flex, and that kills you.
He scored me like 22 points week 1.
Yeah.
I mean, he was incredible. And now I'm done. I mean, it's not like losing Adrian Peterson. Sorry, Juddy. But
Peterson and Allen. I mean,
Yeah.
every week this
Ooh.
guy. Round 1, round 2. I mean, and someone even said, "Who's your round 3 pick?" Because he better watch out.
yeah, he needs like some Secret Service protection or something because it's getting rough out there for Juddy. But Juddy, I got faith in you. Like you were very much a candidate for Manager of the Year last year, and you earned that through savvy trades and good moves. Like I'm not counting you out. It's too early in the season for that. I think you're going to find a way to be competitive and to hang in there. So
It's our don't stop believing moment.
our don't stop
Don't
believing.
stop.
Believing.
That's the one we wanted. Speaking of which, he was burning through his moves. Now, do we have 16 moves? And changed his team name. I'm sorry.
Yes.
FC Bajork is now FC Durst.
FC Durst? Is that because his team was a Limp Bizkit?
I didn't know the lead man. I didn't even know Fred
Fred
Durst
Durst.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I recall. Yeah.
It's not just the sex tapes that he's known for.
I didn't even know he was known for that. This is my
Yeah,
thing. I
it's-
knew he sucked.
I watch a
Whatever
lot
he
of porn.
did. I know.
Yeah, not that one. I will. If I had watched it, I would cop to it. But I skipped
It
past that one.
surprises me that you watch a lot of porn. You have a creative mind. I thought you invent great scenarios in your head.
No, I
You
watch
just-
a lot of porn.
Right.
Yep, I go right for it.
Have you ever played Beat Hero? I think it's Guitar Hero. And you're supposed to stroke your dick to the...
I have not.
Oh, check that. Now, wait. Let me just, real quick. Once upon a time, I was living in Kevin Bean's basement for a few months. As I was getting divorced the first time. Well, I mean, I guess. Never mind. Point is, Kevin used to like to play this game where he would take an Ambien while he was laying in bed and then masturbate
That
and then
is-
see if he could
that is not-
come before he fell asleep. Now, he told me in confidence that he used to wake up with his dick in his hand a lot of
Is
times.
not actually true. It just made for a good funny story.
Yeah, sure.
That's the stranger.
I've snuck in your room to grab your
I-
amp or your
I
guitar once and
believe-
saw you like...
I believe to give credit where it's due that joke originated on the television show Scrubs.
Oh.
That is a joke that originated someplace else.
Well, whatever. The
That
point
you-
is that
Yeah.
you learned the game from the show. And that's
The old
it.
Ambien Rhino.
Anyways, okay, so with that said, I mean,
Let's get into it.
let's do it. I'm ready.
So before we get into all the matchups, let's talk about all these trannies. There was a lot of transactions out there. Justin is looking for every single position on his team. Craig had a couple. I had, I think, 76 transactions.
Well, now you're in the lead. I mean, I was just chastising Judd about all his moves, and you've passed him. Basically, with a bunch of guys. I mean, and then we were going over training of the week,
Mhm.
and you didn't even give yourself training of the week. So it's not even
I
like
didn't.
guys that you're excited about.
But I have a pattern that I generally do every year. I'll use a lot of transactions in the first 4 weeks, and then I'll save on to 5 or 6 of them for the rest of the season. Because it's to the
Injuries,
point,
though.
injuries and everything like that. But at a certain point, you need to look at who's panning out, who's not panning out. You know, if you've got guys on your team that just aren't doing dick, and there's been an injury someplace else, and you can get a piece of the backup, you got to pull the trigger on that fast.
I realize
You know,
that.
build up a little bit, and then save some for your injuries. You know, after that. So, yeah, I'll always burn through a handful of transactions right off the bat. That's
Did-
not anything new.
I'm sorry for not knowing this, but do we get 12, 16? What's the number?
I believe it is 16 moves total.
Okay.
I
I thought that as well. So
Yeah,
let's
I
go
think
with
it is
that.
16. So you get quite a few. So there's plenty of space. But now I'm back down to 12 on the transactions.
That's the
so-
number that really matters.
Mhm.
Let's try to keep that low, everybody.
No, keep
if any-
everybody else's high.
Right.
I
Well, if
want mine to
anybody
get low again.
clicked into the right spot and saw Springfield Isotopes whiffing on everybody he wanted, would understand a low number is good.
Yeah. I believe he used a transaction on Barry Sanders, I think, recently, and Emmett Smith.
I actually searched Calvin Johnson there last night to
Oh,
see what was.
When he's coming back.
Yeah. Never.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, never is
Never.
the answer. Yeah.
Never.
Anyway, so with that, I'm gonna hit this bong and let's get this thing rolling.
Well, we got to talk about our tranny of the week. So while you're hitting that,
This is so much worse than.
Do you guys hear that?
We're gonna kill Brian and Matt's thing. We're gonna do them justice. They're gonna be proud of us. And
Absolutely
I suck.
not.
I blow.
It's okay, but I'm gonna keep you as focused as I can while I catch this contact.
Okay.
All right. So the training of the week we decided was Cameron Artis-Payne.
Yes, we did.
I like that move. Fozzie Whitaker, of course, caught all the hype because he rushed for 100 yards last week. But if you remember last year when a similar situation happened, it was Cameron Artis-Payne that came in. That's their Jonathan Stewart backup. That's the guy that steps into that role. The only reason why he was inactive last week was because he doesn't play special teams. So they basically needed a roster spot. But when Stewart goes down, it's Cameron Artis-Payne they won in that spot. Fozzie Whitaker is their change of pace guy. So the only reason why he got all the play last week was because Cameron Artis-Payne wasn't at the game. But so I think as a replacement for Stewart, Fozzie is not the guy you want.
It's a campaign for campaign.
Campaign for
Cam
campaign.
in the backfield.
Absolutely.
Cam squared. Look out. Well, we also liked Pitta and Tammy. I think we're also in the running for that.
Both of them. Pitta's a good play. I looked at Pitta, but like, I couldn't own. I think that would have given me 6 Baltimore Ravens. I dropped a few this week, so I'm down now. But like, I couldn't. And here's the craziest thing. Heading into the draft, Baltimore was one of those teams that I thought, I don't want a piece of this team at all.
Right.
Like, I don't want anybody from this team. And I ended up with like 4 guys, 5 guys. Like, I don't even remember.
Well, then you can justify taking Forsett in round 12 because he's a starting running back or whenever the hell you got him.
And I
thought it was fine.
It was just, I wasn't paying attention to what team these guys are playing for. I was just grabbing whoever my top-ranked guy was. I was playing best player available.
Right.
And I just ended up with all these fucking And the reason why they're best player
the night before the draft, I thought,
Well, the reason why there was the best player available is because everybody else wasn't touching him.
Right.
Everybody else knew better. And I'm like, why the fuck isn't anybody picking up this guy? I guess I'll take him. And then that happened like 9 times.
See, you could filter that and just X out the Ravens, and then it was best player available. It was great.
Best player available.
We all had to go in
not
the draft.
playing in Baltimore. Yeah, it was
Raven.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. I can't believe I did it.
But yeah, no, I mean, he's shown flashes of brilliance in the past, and I think he can come through and be a nice tight end.
Yeah.
Not someone you would bench Jordan Reed for, so I'm not really sure.
Craig picked him up as a bargaining chip because there's a handful of tight end injuries. Oh, I knew exactly what he was doing as soon as I saw it. There's a handful of tight end injuries out there, and tight ends in general have been fucking rough this year. Like, in just not scoring points. So there's a lot of people out there panicking right now. I mean, like, look at my team. Barnage was incredible last year, and he hasn't done dick. And now he's on his 18th quarterback. Like, they got the guy in the stands that was throwing peanuts. They're like, he's got a good arm. He's playing right now.
It's the same reason I'm not panicking. I got a couple of guys who gives a shit. They're about the same. There's a couple guys about the same on the waiver wire. You're not getting killed in the tight end spot.
If my tight end can score as much as most people's kickers, I'm going to be pleased. Like, that's what I'm
are you really expecting more than like 10? I mean, the touchdowns are fluky unless you got
unless you have one like the top 3 tight ends. 10 points is what you're hoping for out of a tight end.
So in that case, that's why I'm not panicking, is because I got Ebron. He's just as good as any of the guys you guys have, so I'm just gonna go with that.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the training campaign. Let's do it.
All right. So now we're going to this week's matchups. The sound effects are not working.
Horrible. Well, you know what? This thing was a little bit unplanned, and I just woke up recently.
Just a little wake and bake.
Well, no, this is my one day of the week I don't have my kids. I work Friday through Sunday, I suppose, and then Monday through Wednesday night, and then this is my day. This is my vacation.
Not to cut you off, I wish all of you guys could see Bigler double fisting a Red Bull and a bong right now. Like, one pill makes you larger, one pill makes you smaller. Like,
why do you have to feed me into the stereotype about me? Like,
well, I'm literally watching you drink something to get you hyper and smoke something to calm you down.
Well, no, I just woke up, is what I said. That's my coffee,
I got you.
I didn't feel like making the coffee.
The Morning Joe.
I got the Red Bull, and then we went to Sheets together, didn't we?
We did make a Sheets run.
Which I have more water in the fridge. You know.
Yeah, I'm almost.
I thought that would do just fine. You smashed that.
I drink a lot
You're
of water.
You're a thirsty man.
I told you it's
good.
It's
I bet
the pre-diabetes.
Comes out nice and clear.
Yeah, I'm always thirsty and I piss a lot, so it's just I'm working on that type too.
It's never yellow, is it?
No.
No. Hydration station over here.
All right, so let's go. So
let's do it.
What's our first matchup we're gonna look at?
Okay, let's just start at the top here.
Sure.
And
no. There's a rule. We always got to start with last year's champion.
Last year's champion.
Last year's champion. So we got to go over whoever Craig's up against.
Oh, Craig won last year.
That's who
man, he wins a lot.
I know.
How many championships does the man have? More than you,
4.
I'm sure. 4 titles.
4 titles.
Is he the title king?
I believe
he's
he
the
is.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, Detley and I were both jockeying, trying to get up to be the next person on Mount Olympus with Craig to have 3.
He retired me, man.
And then Craig won another one. And
I lost the championship to Pyro, and then the next year Craig beat me, and turns out that was my last year in the league. Well, until now. But
all right, so Springfield
right.
Ice Toads versus Twerkabisic, the man with consistently confusing team names. His name is Twerkabisic, and he's a picture of Sinatra, I think, as his. Like, I have no idea what's happening. I've never understood what's happening with any of his team names. So we'll just move past that.
This man was my opponent last week, so let's see what they have going on. Might as well show these guys too, so we can make fun of them a bit.
All right.
So
we've got
the battle of 0-2s now. Craig, defending champion, is not defending much these days, is he?
No, he hasn't defended shit so far.
It's time to shit or get off the pot, Craig.
And Yahoo says it's going to be a close matchup, but let's see what we think about. So we've got Philip Rivers, who's playing Indy. Oh, it's a choice matchup. Against Brock Osweiler, up against New England. That goes to Rivers all day long.
Blake Bortles, Jacksonville, please.
Is that who's sitting on his bench right now?
Well.
Yeah. I mean, that's who I would start. Fucking Osweiler.
Listen, he gets 50. That's what Blake does these days. I mean, they have no running game. TJ Yeldon, trust me, I know, I'm benching that piece of garbage.
Well, who he's starting, though, is Osweiler, as it currently stands. So I got to give that to Rivers.
Same.
Brandon Cooks up against Macklin. I'll take Cooks against Atlanta and that shitty secondary. Against the Jets secondary.
Macklin either. Cooks.
Randall Cobb against Edelman. Now that's interesting.
Or Edelman, if you want to say his name properly.
I try not to. Here's an interesting question. He is the backup quarterback for New England right now.
I see where you're going.
If he becomes the quarterback, he would catch the points for the passing touchdowns, but does he get 6 or 4?
I believe if he throws a touchdown, it's 4 points.
It's for any passing touchdown.
I believe
even if it's not a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Antonio Brown throws a left-handed touchdown,
it would still be 4.
It's 4. Yeah.
Okay. So he would get touchdowns, but he's not going to catch the passing yards. He's not going to get the completions for throwing those. So if he became the quarterback, it might actually hurt him for points. He might actually get less points as the quarterback.
Wait, if he flexes him, and that's
because we don't give quarterbacks can't be in the flex. You don't.
Wait,
get
he's a wide
points.
receiver.
But even still, you don't.
You're
get quarterback
banking
points.
on the guy getting hurt and then him emergency quarterbacking and then throwing a bunch of passes.
I'm just saying,
first of all, it'd be like
happened.
a read option weirdness
right,
for one.
Right.
But for 2, he is not a quarterback, and I believe he would get the completions.
But nobody else does. We don't give any completions in the flex spot because quarterbacks don't ever go there. So it'd be a totally new situation. We'd have to figure it out.
That's weird because sometimes my flex decision is based on whether the wide receiver is going to throw a pass on a tricky play.
Well, you would get the touchdown. You wouldn't get the completion, and you wouldn't get the yards.
What if he throws it to the 1? That's shit.
Yep.
Moving on.
But in that situation, Cobb over Edelman.
I like Cobb better.
I like Cobb better. Landry over Brown.
Let's see who they're playing first of all. Landry against Cleveland. I'm taking Landry. He's a PPR
over Antonio Brown.
Okay, Antonio Brown took a big shit, and I'm sorry. The teams are focused on him.
I don't care. I'm taking Antonio Brown there all day long.
All right.
Then we've got LeGarrette Blount over Frank Gore.
Plus 30 running backs. Give me Blount in that case.
Yeah, especially given the quarterback situation there.
Especially given that punch to that Utah guy.
Then we've got West
Jerick McKinnon. Okay, so I like Jerick McKinnon.
I gotta go with McKinnon
here. He might be nice.
While they don't seem to know what's going on with the running game in Baltimore, Forsett is still technically the starter.
You're making me nervous when you touch that so much.
Well, I don't want it to go to black.
It's messing up the music of our conversation.
I apologize. Okay, so I'll take McKinnon there.
Yes, and Jordan Reed I'll take over Zach Miller.
Absolutely.
DeMarco Murray in the flex, Stephon Diggs in the flex.
Ooh, I'm going Stephon Diggs.
See, listen, I think Murray is
but
nice.
Stephon Diggs against Carolina?
Look at Murray, like 7
and DeMarco
catches,
Murray against
67
Oakland.
yards.
I got to go with DeMarco Murray
I love
against
DeMarco
Oakland.
Murray in the flex.
Yeah,
Frank's doing some shit.
I'll give that to you.
He's having bad luck.
Then we got
kickers.
Boswell versus Vinatieri.
I'm not even going to make a prediction on a kicker. Fuck him, man. I hate him. You pick one for me every time.
Okay, I'll go with Boswell just because they're up against. Well, I don't know. Philly's defense doesn't look horrible this year.
This is what I'm.
Let's go with Vinatieri. We'll go with Vinatieri.
Sure.
All right, Kansas City's defense against the Jets versus Cincinnati's defense against Denver.
Ooh, that game is in Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. They did some nice things to Pittsburgh, and I think Trevor Siemian, they got some tape on him now. They can stop the run. I think they might beat Denver and maybe handily.
All right, I am going with the Isotopes. I got to give that matchup to the Isotopes overall.
Oh yeah, same.
I think Craig's going to take it. Oh, hey, speaking of picking games, we got to give some credit to where it's due.
Indeed.
Matthew Todd Detling, 6-0 last week.
That's right.
In your pigskin pick'em.
That's right. I was keeping track as I was watching last week's podcast and trying to put something together for this. And Brian, on the other hand, a pitiful, paltry, putrid 3-3.
It's like kissing yourself.
I mean, you could get one of his little daughter could have picked 3 games correctly just by pointing.
Yeah. Absolutely, very likely.
Also,
maybe
lost.
That's how you picked them.
Another thing, Antonio Brown at the over/under of 29. Matt took the under and won a beer, but we were talking about this earlier. 29 is so. I will take the under on
so
anybody, any wide receiver, any week, any
so ridiculous.
Because 30 is an unbelievable game.
I mean, if we take touchdowns out of the equation, that's 15 catches for 150 yards.
Well, yeah. Well, without the bonus. But yeah, that's the point.
That's nuts.
Take the under, man.
Absolutely, every time. Brian, it was a stupid bet.
Worst bet ever.
All right, moving on. What's our next matchup?
Okay, our next matchup is dun dun dun.
That's the sound effects we do when we're waiting for the tablet to load.
Yeah, it's not the most organized thing, but we get there.
Oh, Mr. Disco up against Everybody Ertz. Everybody Ertz. And I would like to say there's Team Name Tuesday on one of the podcasts I listen to, and they actually requested people to stop writing in Zach Ertz team names jokes because everybody writes in, oh, it hurts when I pee, and everybody hurts. And they said all they get is Zach Ertz team name jokes.
It's a shame they don't get a good football player out of it, do they?
Yeah. Zach Ertz is one of those guys that's supposed to be amazing every year, and every year isn't.
Right.
So,
I was a one-time frustrated owner of him, and I will never have him again.
Zach Ertz will never be good as long as Brent Selleck is there. Because Brent Selleck has been playing for Philadelphia for 76 years. They love him. He's solid. He's a good blocker.
I know he was on that Super Bowl team.
He's still a good receiver. As long as Brent Selleck is there, Zach Ertz is never going to get all the play. So. All right, so we got Cam versus Carson Palmer. Cam against Minnesota, Carson Palmer against Buffalo.
Give me Cam in that.
Yeah, I'll take Cam. Hopkins versus Fuller. Now that is an interesting matchup.
Yeah. Give me Hopkins.
Yeah, in Foxborough, give me Hopkins. No, I'm sorry. No, give me Fuller. New England is surprisingly stingy at home with their defense. I'm saying Fuller takes that.
Okay. Hey, listen, I'm trying to be,
Matthews versus Crabtree. That's a wash.
Oh, fuck you, a wash.
Matthews.
Target machine, Jordan Matthews, number one receiver for Philly against Oakland's fourth option in the passing game, behind Cooper, running back, and Clive Walford.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
option,
Michael Crabtree is a piece of goddamn garbage.
Against the Tennessee Titans.
He sucks.
Versus Jordan Matthews against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Give me Jordan Matthews.
All right, I'm saying that Crabtree.
Who did they throw to on that infamous 4th and 6 that we haven't talked about? So Craig loses by a point also. I mean, if you guys were watching it all and following this, we have to touch on this because it's 4th and 6 for the Eagles. Kick a field goal or something, whatever it is that you're going to do.
Killed Craig. Okay,
so then they go for it.
Yeah.
So they're lining this up, and Craig's, you can hear him at home.
Yeah,
Stop him.
You can feel it. You can feel it.
So we can get a couple yards, 6 yards.
It was heartbreaking for
and
Craig.
He throws a dart.
Funny for the rest of us, but heartbreaking for Craig.
Who else catches that pass but Jordan Matthews? Who do they go to when they need somebody?
He also had that crazy drop. If you would have caught that, it would have been even better stat.
It doesn't even matter.
That's what I'm just saying. Like,
he had a bad week.
He's a good player.
He's a target machine.
I'm playing.
I like Carson Wentz.
I'm playing the matchup, and I've got faith in Crabtree. I'm saying Crabtree takes this.
I just like my guys better than his.
Well, I know you do. That's what I'm here to balance you out. All right, then we got Big Dick Decker versus Mr. Parker out there.
Devontae, and he's questionable. They're both questionable. The battle of questionables. Give me Big Dick.
Kansas City and versus Cleveland, though. Ooh, Cleveland's defense is atrocious.
Give me Big Dick Decker.
If they both play, I say Parker takes that over Decker. In that instance, Decker against Kansas City or Parker against Cleveland. The matchup. Good God.
Is B. Marshall out?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. But I'm saying.
Well, you should if you wanted to talk about this.
Brandon Marshall is not practicing today. You never like to see a guy suddenly not practicing midweek. That's always a weird spot. But without any other knowledge to say that he won't play this weekend, I have to assume that Marshall is starting. And
it doesn't hurt him anyway. We got Fitzmagic at the helm.
No, Kansas City's defense is so significantly better than Cleveland's. So significantly better.
How did Houston do against? How did Houston's offense with Brock Osweiler do against Osweiler, whatever the hell his name is, against the same defense they're talking about, Kansas City Chiefs? I think they did all right. DeAndre's putting up some numbers. They won the game easily.
Yeah, Kansas City's better.
I mean, in Houston,
There's no way you're talking about this. Kansas City is better than Cleveland. They're not even close.
Why are we talking about Cleveland?
Because that's who his matchup is against.
Oh. Give me Decker. Give me Big Dick.
You're going to take your whole team. I'm here to bounce it out. Ezekiel Elliott against Mark Ingram.
Zeke all day.
Yeah, I don't even care what the matchup is.
Easy Eddie.
Eddie Lacy, stuff my facey, against Devontae Freeman.
Now, surprisingly, listen, for as bad as the Saints' pass defense is, their front seven isn't so bad.
I don't care.
They can stop the run. Give me Eddie Lacy all day.
Are you serious?
It's Detroit's defense.
How much shit were you talking on Eddie Lacy not 45 minutes ago?
I said he looked a little heavier than 24 pounds lighter. I said he looked a little heavier than 24 pounds lighter.
No, Devontae Freeman, and you're being crazy.
No, I like Lacy there.
You're insane.
He gets the goal line touches.
You're nuts. Eric Ebron against Jimmy Graham. Ebron.
Ugh, Graham sucks.
God, why are you starting him? Who's your other tight end? Oh, Zach Ertz. Well, that explains why. I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay.
Okay. My new favorite friend is Charles Sims because now that Doug Martin is out,
and Coleman,
he's going in the flex.
I'll take Charles Sims.
Yeah, give me Sims
in the flex.
I like my kicker better, and my defense is going against Cleveland.
Fuck you against Hauschka. You always say Hauschka always get. It doesn't matter who he's unless he's up against. What's his name for New England? Whose name is escaping me at this exact minute?
Gostowski.
Yeah, unless he's up against Gostowski. You always take Hauschka. So the answer is Hauschka.
No, I'll take my kicker who will not be named.
No, you're crazy.
He redeemed himself with 9 points.
No, he's gonna miss.
He loves to kick in Buffalo. It's his favorite place.
He's gonna miss every kick.
His wife told
Miami defense against Cleveland or Houston against New England. Miami.
That's easy. That's the reason I played them.
Ooh, okay. So overall matchup, we got some. I have some back and forth. You literally took your entire team.
That's what Matty did.
I don't think you picked against a single one of your players.
Matty didn't pick against any of his guys. I'm trying to honor the show.
No, I am excusing you from calling this matchup.
I got Disco in a landslide.
Looking back over, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with Disco also, but not a landslide. I think it's going to be a lot tighter than you think.
I think they underproject Cam Newton at 41.75 against Minnesota's defense. In the first half, maybe.
No, their defense is going to be fired up
He's
because they know
gonna
they
get
have
80.
to. They know they got to win the game.
He might go for 80 up in Minnesota.
Ridiculous. Next matchup.
All right.
We're moving past this one.
That,
Dan Homer.
But that is, I believe I'm playing the last place team. Is this the guy that's quitting? Who's quitting? No, not
Is he
him.
quitting or getting fired?
Wait, wait, did Twerk Kabisik, is he getting
Yeah.
unemployment after this?
Yes.
Oh.
All
So
right.
he's getting fired?
Yeah, I think we voted him out.
Okay, so this, we believe, might be the matchup.
Matchup of the week. We should be doing this one last, but fuck it, it's our
No,
podcast.
yeah.
We can do it in the middle. New Gods, Mad Titans against the Mighty Midgets. Oh, man.
Wait, are these brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, and they're both 2-0?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the match. Wait, let's do this one at the end.
All right, we're gonna come back around. This is not the matchup.
Oh, that's
It is
so
the matchup
awesome.
of the week,
Yeah,
but we're
we'll
gonna
think
do it
about
last.
that one while we're moving on.
All
Okay. Now we'll see how objective you are now.
I
as
am
we've got
objective.
the Dub C Hooligans going up against FC Bohoric. Oops. FC Durst.
FC Durst. All right, what do we got? Okay, so you know what? This is a surprisingly tough matchup, and you wouldn't think that it would be at quarterback. Drew Brees at Atlanta, and Atlanta's horrible this year. Their defense is not good. Or Matt Ryan at New Orleans. So it's a head-to-head matchup of quarterbacks. But Matt Ryan has very quietly been fantastic this year.
He has been. And
I mean, Drew Brees had that 75-point game for me week 1. I mean, there's no question that Drew Brees is a good quarterback. It's not even a debate. But Matt Ryan has really kind of played lights out this year and done it real quietly. I'm going to take Drew Brees here only because Atlanta's defense is horrible. But so is New Orleans. New Orleans' defense is horrible too.
But you got to think about the fact. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's Monday night at New Orleans. You know how crazy that gets.
I'm going to go with Drew Brees. And the only reason being the weapons. Now, clearly Julio Jones is better than any receiver on New Orleans. But,
Some would argue with that.
But after that...
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but after that, I mean, who else is there that's of any consequence after Julio?
Roddy White.
Exactly.
What happened to Roddy White?
Roddy
Up
White.
and retired.
So, but if you look at New Orleans, I mean, they've got...
No, I like Sanu, I guess.
Yes, yeah. No, he's
Jacob
good. He
Tammy,
did
we
well.
were talking about him earlier. I mean, there's weapons,
But not the same as Brandon Cooks, Willie Snead, everything that he's got going. Michael Thomas. I think Brees is the better quarterback, just, as quarterbacks go.
He did have a bum week against a bum defense. I don't know what happened to him.
Brees last week scored me 50. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. They lost the football game.
Yes.
What gets lost in all the fantasy is they're trying to win the game out there. He lost the game.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that.
I call that a bum week. They scored 13.
All right, so I'm giving that to Brees. Julio against Floyd. Julio.
Yeah, I agree with both.
Golden Tate and Deshaun Jackson. I'll give it to Deshaun Jackson.
I hate Deshaun Jackson.
I despise Deshaun Jackson, but Golden Tate has not done shit this year. I really want him to. He's gotten a lot of targets, but not a lot of catches.
At Green Bay.
So I'll give it to Deshaun Jackson.
Giants. Yeah, I'm going to take Tate there.
All right, then we got Hearns up against Wallace. Head-to-head matchup.
Yeah, matchup. Wow. They both are hit and miss guys, aren't they?
I want to go with Hearns.
Wide receiver 3 is Allen Hearns.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, my wide receivers are incredible. In reality, they haven't done shit for me.
I don't know. I don't know they're incredible. I don't think Golden Tate's incredible. You just said it.
Like I said, on paper.
Gary Barnidge is on the bench.
I'm not going there. For now, he's on the bench. That might change.
Yeah, you're a well-known tinkerer. All right. You know what? Give me Mike Wallace on the deep ball.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mike Wallace, too. Yeah, he's been a prime target for Flacco this year. I'm going to go with Wallace.
Forsett versus Jennings. I like Jennings better.
I like Jennings better.
Henry against C.J. Anderson. Oh, my. Well,
I'm going with
C.J.
Anderson.
A lot. You really wish you could flex C.J. Anderson, don't you?
Yeah.
Dwayne Allen, Martellus Bennett. That's about even for me.
That's a wash. If
You got Jack Doyle.
I don't know. I think I'm letting Bennett play even if Gronk plays. I might switch it out last minute, but I might just leave him in. because Barnes has been so bad, and they're
Cleveland,
on.
who are they starting
and they're
now?
on-
Cody Kessler?
Yeah,
Is that
they're
the last-
rookie
holy
quarterback.
Shit.
Yeah, so I
Well, I got Miami's defense going
I gotta
for a
leave.
reason.
I gotta leave Barnes on the bench this week.
But the safety valve to the guy is...
I know with a rookie quarterback,
Right.
check down.
I know.
I do believe me. I've thought about
Right,
it.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean, look, he can't do any worse than he's done.
Exactly.
Maybe it's what he needs.
Okay, let's see. Then Lamar Miller versus Williams in San Diego. I'm going Lamar Miller.
Oh, is that Tyrell Williams?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, same.
Then Blair Walsh against McManus. I'm taking Blair Walsh.
And Arizona against the New York Giants. Arizona's at Buffalo.
Arizona all the way.
Yes, sir.
Buffalo just fired their offensive coordinator.
And then we got...
With the-
wait, let's at least look at the Giants, and they're at home against Washington. No, I don't like that as much.
Yeah, but they fired their offensive coordinator on the offense that they worked on all preseason long. So now they're suddenly trying to figure out what the fuck to do going up against one of the premier defenses in the league.
Speaking of which, what is Cleveland doing? What
Do you mean-
were they drafting? What
How did they pass on Wentz?
what
They
is
should take
happening?
Who was evaluating in that division
I
with
mean,
all
was
the
not
ice
Hugh
and the
Jackson
snow
in on this shit
and
by
everything
then?
else? Hugh
This
Jackson
guy's
was like,
supposed to be the guy. He said he
the
couldn't
quarterback
play.
whisperer.
He said Carson Wentz couldn't play in the NFL.
who was
What?
the quarterback that's on a bunch of drugs and shit now that was on Cleveland? Cash
Bernie
money.
Kosar.
No.
Oh, Johnny Football.
Yeah, Johnny
Bernie
Football.
Kosar's a well-known
Yeah.
drunk, though.
It was like with Cody Kessler, it was like,
Kosar was like, name
who
it.
can we find
2.0.
that physically reminds us the most of the guy that just shit the bed that we got rid of? Oh, Cody Kessler. Let's draft him and not Carson Wentz.
But at the time, they had RG3 and they had Josh McCown. I mean, they are their third
Yeah,
string quarterback
yeah,
here.
okay.
But I just,
But if you're drafting a guy to be your future quarterback, it's not good.
Yeah, and RG3 is some kind of stopgap in between there, so
It
maybe
should've been-
Kessler is the guy. We'll find out.
Yeah, we
Oh,
will.
he's about the 48th.
All right, so between the
We're gonna pause for
two.
a second because,
All right, we're gonna pause for a second.
sorry for that.
So
Overall, who do you like, Kevin?
it's close. It's going to be closer than I'm comfortable with, but I'm going with me. I think Arizona's going to have a monster week, and that's going to push me over the top.
I'm going with you as well. I think the injury bug is really ravaging Justin's team right now, and it's tough.
It's hard to watch.
It's not being able to flex C.J. Anderson anymore.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
I mean-
and now maybe people will start voting for the running backs getting their shit in the running back spot, so we can have a
It's,
maybe not wide receiver heavy league. This is
years ago, it made
Suck.
sense to have it this way. It doesn't anymore.
not in a passing league.
No, every single running back is catching passes. Like there's
Every
nobody
single
out
running
there.
back sucks.
Nobody out there is even close to
Not
being a
so-
pure runner.
They got
anymore.
a 3-back committee everywhere you look.
Yes,
Boring
It's
and horrible.
it's ridiculous to not give him points.
Um,
All right, so next matchup.
okay, so we've got. Okay.
All right, so now we're at the Huber Squashers versus Possum Magic.
Now, before we get to the next segment, I just want to say that when I agreed to do this with Kevin, he said I could name my own section.
I gave you one segment.
Yeah, I
You
got
may
to name
name
one.
one
So then I tried to, and this is what I wanted the name of the segment to be. But he would. Well, just listen. This team is going to go up in you deep, like the time your parents had the kids and we did those tequila shots at Applebee's and opened up your sister's sex swing, then put it back in the box when we were done using it. That deep.
That's ridiculous for it to be named that. This should be the matchup that's like the time I took your sister out and we went to a Motel 6 and got real nice. I bought the expensive lotions and we used the hot tub, but we wiped everything down with Clorox wipes, and I used a little bit of Viagra that I stole from my dad, because he's older. And
No,
he can't
you
get up
messed it all
anymore.
up.
Uh,
I'm supposed to say.
up inside of you. Matchup.
No, that's horrible.
I don't know how this works.
No, he screwed up the whole comment. Can we go back?
No, I can't edit it.
That's horrible.
That's true. I actually can. I probably could edit it.
All right. I don't know why you have that rant going when I have it written down.
Because
for
you weren't showing it to me.
Oh my god.
You literally, you were holding
You have
the
to
paper.
see it in the moment, Kevin.
You were holding the paper towards you and expecting me to read it.
I know. Well, this was my part.
Don't do drugs, guys.
No.
He's expecting me to read off of a paper that he has facing him.
No, I was going to read it. And then you started in on my story.
Well, what was I supposed to do then in between?
You were supposed to say that's a ridiculous name for the thing.
That is a ridiculous name
right.
for the thing.
And then I was supposed
What
to
would
be
you rather
like,
have?
And then I was going to say something to the effect that you were going to be like,
Well,
that's ridiculous.
I wanna
Who would
hear,
name a segment that?
I want to hear your alternate
and
segment.
then you were supposed to...
I'm literally trying to play this back the way you wanted to play it,
No.
and you keep correcting me.
No, because it's too late.
Tell me a better name for this segment, Bigler.
Fine.
I want to know.
All right. Forget it. No, because you've already spoiled it with the lotions. My sister and shit. I can't do it.
It puts the lotions
It's not
on.
authentic.
It puts the lotions on. Scare gets the hose again, Bigler.
All right. Anyway, so Kevin didn't want that to be the name. So this is the name of the segment, and it's called This. This team is going to go up in you deep, like the time my dad came to visit, and I cheaped a Viagra out of his bag, and then we used your Motel 6, we'll leave the light on for you, rewards points to get a hotel room, but they were booked, so we got the hot tub suite and softcore porn on Showtime for free, so we went to Walmart and got bleach and Clorox wipes and cleaned it, and we found that awesome position using the footstool in the hot tub. That deep.
Of the week.
Of the week. And it is... The Huber Squashers going to 3-0 once they squash Possum Magic.
All right, so let's actually go over this
Let's
matchup.
go over the squashing.
All right, Kirk Cousins against Ben Roethlisberger. I got to go with Ben. Against Philadelphia? Yeah, you know what?
But you
Philly's
Cousins,
defense-
listen, if we're talking about this league and we're talking about all the reasons why Cam Newton
Yeah.
isn't the jam,
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins' completions are just jumping.
No, dude, the
Give me some
locker room's turning against him right now. Have you ever
That's
seen
some
those articles?
bullshit. That's bullshit.
I'm telling
Listen,
you.
everybody, they're not winning. They're 0-2.
Yeah.
That's why people are hearing those things.
All right,
It's all designed for you
we'll
to
see.
click on ESPN. Man.
I'm taking Roethlisberger.
Kirk Cousins, baby.
I'm taking Roethlisberger.
Amari Cooper, AJ Green.
AJ Green.
Nope. Not against Denver. Give me
Oh!
Amari Cooper. I'm sorry.
I didn't even see the matchup. It was too tiny. Yeah, give me Amari Cooper, too. All right, Jordy against Cole Beasley.
What?
Jordy.
Cole Beasley.
I like Cole Beasley, but
Yeah, give
not,
me Jordy.
Give me
in a battle of
Jordy.
white guys.
Willie Snead versus Tajay Sharp. Willie Snead.
I see the Q. We were talking about the Q earlier.
Yeah, gosh, that.
I hate the no probable.
So, do you think Bill Belichick, like, either held a gun to their head to make this rule happen, or do you think he was just like sitting in his living room, just beating off while they were making this announcement?
Bob Kraft voted for whatever Bill Belichick. Bob Kraft voted for this. Kraft, I'm sorry. Excuse me for misspeaking there.
Bill was like, I want to be able to fuck with the injury report even more deeply.
It's bad.
You know, the title of this segment actually should have just applied to Bill Belichick fucking with the injury report every week.
Going up in you deep.
The
like
going up
that
in you
time.
deep play of the season.
Yeah, so anyways, we were talking just a little bit off camera that, you know, most of the time you see a questionable, the guy's playing. I mean, there's no
these
probable,
days.
so it's the new probable. The Q kind of scares you when you see it, but go ahead and play your guys.
All right, but I'm still taking Willie Snead.
Yeah, give me Willie all day.
All right, Matt Jones against Crowell. I'm going Crowell there.
He had a stroke on one 80-yard run. Give me Matt Jones in that.
Fuck, Matt Jones is horrible.
Here is
horrible. He's slower than Eddie Lacy. He's so fucking horrible. Unless he's scoring an by the way touchdown. Like,
I think it's 60 a game. I don't know. You know, he was playing against Pittsburgh.
It's fucking horrible.
Come on. Moving on. Alfred Morris is going to lose to Christine Michael.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You know what? We started this segment by saying how much Matt was going to kick the shit out of Possum, and I'm taking a lot of Possum's players to beat Matt's.
No, you didn't take. Well, you took
I didn't
one
take
of his
Cooper.
receivers, but no, you took
One of his
Cooper.
receivers? I
Yeah,
took
you know. Listen.
2 of his running backs so far.
No, he's gonna blow
and
him
his
away.
quarterback.
Well, we haven't finished yet.
All right,
'cause
let's
now
keep
we got
going.
He-Man
We got-
against Jesse James, and I like He-Man all day in that spot.
Yeah, I'll take Greg Olsen.
And I wanted to touch on this too because I wrote down when I was taking notes for this that Brian didn't know that He-Man was Greg Olsen's nickname.
Really?
He thought Matt made that up. That's weird. Yeah,
He
he's
didn't
been
do his
He-Man
research.
for a while. I mean, he looks just like
Although
Power of Grayskull is a big deal for me.
The best tight end nickname that's out there right now is fucking Zeus.
For what?
Kansas City, his tight end.
Oh, I got nothing.
Kansas City's tight end, his nickname is Zeus.
Kelsey?
Yeah, Travis Kelce's nickname in college was Zeus.
No,
I
I
think
don't like it. He
I think
doesn't
it's
play
solid.
like Zeus.
He should. He is.
I mean, Olsen plays like
Travis-
He-Man, and that's why
Travis
it fits.
Kelce
It
is
doesn't
the
fucking
quintessential. Every year, this guy is
It's Zach
this is his
Ertz.
breakout year,
Zach
and next
Ertz.
year is his
fit.
breakout
Him and
year.
Zach
And
Ertz probably are laughing somewhere
Oh, do you
together,
think they
counting their
just-
millions, being mediocre.
they just sit there with
They trick people.
Sam Bradford, and they just do like a triple Dutch rudder.
No,
Like the three of them, just a three-way Dutch
they
rudder?
Take 5 Adderall, one game, pre-game, and then they have one great game, and
Gosh,
then
collecting
everything's going
millions.
to bust out.
those
Also,
guys.
it's all in the hips is not a Volchkoism.
No, definitely not. All right,
That's from Happy Gilmore.
absolutely. All right, Giovanni Bernard against Sammy Watkins. I am a well-known Sammy Watkins hater.
I'm a well-known Sammy Watkins lover. Give me Bernard all day, baby.
Oh yeah,
Sorry
just
that
lost
he
their
sucks.
offensive
I love a
coordinator.
guy that sucks. I can't help
See
it.
ya. Justin Tucker versus Lambo. I don't even know who the fuck that guy is.
He should kick for Green Bay.
Give me Justin Tucker.
And Seattle versus Minnesota.
Seattle against San Francisco, or Minnesota against Carolina.
This is another reason why.
Give me San Francisco all day long.
Seattle beating San Fran, yes.
So-
and that is why it is the, go up any deep
I gotta
pick
tell
for the
you,
week. Maddie's going to crush this.
Maddie's team looks scary.
It's nice.
Like-
it's almost as nice as mine.
But I mean, he just lost Stewart to an injury.
But he's only doubtful. He's not on IR like most
Right?
of your
Yeah,
guys.
he'll be coming back at some point. But soft tissue injuries, especially for Stewart, are tough. We've got Jamal Charles. He should come back at some point. Be
Wait,
good.
what? Soft tissue injuries,
soft tissue
especially
injuries?
for Stewart, are tough?
Yes.
Why? Explain
First of
that.
all, any soft tissue injury is tricky because a hamstring, they could be back next week, or they could be out for like 7 weeks
But why especially Jonathan Stewart?
because he has a long-standing history of them. And anytime his coach has said we expect him back in 2 weeks, expect it to be 3 or 4.
I just wanted to pick the brain of Kevin B and try to learn about because he knows more about fantasy football. I mean, who talks about a soft tissue injury
It's
so
what it
eloquently
is.
is all I'm saying. I
As
know
opposed
exactly what you're
to,
talking about.
yeah, a
You know
joint
more
or-
about it than anything I've asked him about his job or his kids. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You mean those things that are running around screaming while I'm trying to check my lineup?
Did any of them pull a hammy? That's all I care about.
Oh
right now.
man. Anyways, yeah. So Maddie's gonna blow him out, and he's projecting.
He's got Fitzmagic sitting on the bench. Yeah, Matty, I like your team right now, man, and fuck you for that. I'm going Huber Squasher all the way.
Yeah, obviously, picking him to win.
Absolutely.
Maddie's on fire, and not only that, and it should, and again, picked all the matches last week perfectly,
Yeah.
6-0. He's in tune with the league despite being out of town.
A happy Detling is a scary Detling.
I know, I didn't know this. No wonder. I think it works in reverse for me.
Well, he's not dedicating all of his time and his attention to finding the right massage parlor anymore. So he's got a lot more
It's
time
True.
to look at his lineup and,
Yeah.
and plan for fantasy football.
You know, when they busted that rub and tug up the street, he was pissed. That's why he never comes back anymore.
Yeah, it's all that was bringing here. Well, that and the clowns.
And it should be noted that you where you are currently living, you are about to be enveloped by some of Johnstown's fittest and finest celebrities and hobos and murderers and gang wars. and
No,
shit.
I'm still
it's coming
good.
right up the
I
road.
got a few more blocks. Few more blocks, and then at some point the gentrification will begin, so I'll be okay.
I mean, you're down the hill from that. Once it comes all the way up to where I'm at currently,
There's a
then
lot.
I'm in trouble.
There's a lot of Trump
Then we're
signs in
all
my
in
neighborhood,
trouble.
so I feel like I'm okay.
Which they're saying Ohio. It's up to Ohio now.
But the clowns. Can we talk about the clowns in Johnstown? For those of you unaware, for those of you on the East Coast, the current clown phenomenon, which I am convinced is just viral marketing for the new It movie coming out. The
But they're
clown
committing
phenomenon.
crimes, aren't they?
No, they're just
Never.
being creepy. They haven't actually done anything yet. Apparently, they tried to lure children to the woods with money, which I don't know if that's technically a crime unless you actually pull it off. Yeah, it's creepy as fuck. Can we just admit that it's creepy as fuck?
I saw a picture of one of them, and I gotta tell you, yeah,
Yeah, it's
As someone who doesn't like clowns, I am excited for both the the It remake and then Clown, which.
And by the way, if you're interested, Scarehouse in Pittsburgh, which is created by some friends of mine, they have a section called the basement where the performers are allowed to like make contact with you.
Mm-hmm.
And this year it is a birthday theme for the basement. It's nothing but scary clowns and.
Yes, there's a place I'll never go. Anyways, but yeah, I will say that I've been locking my door at night.
Yeah, just to keep the can't sleep clowns away. Man.
What else? Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we got our next matchup from Gags to Riches versus the Detonators. This is looking
anytime before.
I know this. Well, I'm talking you through it. This is looking to be a high-scoring matchup according to Yahoo. Let's see if we agree.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Gags first. He's having a rough start. The trade certainly hasn't helped him, I don't think. I haven't seen McCoy and Kelsey. Des Bryant did
the guy
absolute nothing week one. He did have a bounce-back week, but I believe he was on his bench.
The guy that's 99% to make the playoffs has not won a game yet.
And the A-plus drafter, right?
Yeah.
And all these other things.
Can't win a game.
And he can't pick the right quarterback. It seems like Luck was on his bench when he was tearing it up, and then he had him in when he was sucking balls. So
Luck has not been on his side.
No, but it's only week 2. Let's not panic. All right. So we got Luck at home against San Diego, against Stafford on the road at Green Bay. So
that Jim Bob Cooter offense has not been Cooterific this year so far.
San Diego's defense has not been anywhere.
I gotta get Andrew Luck.
Same. And then we've got Beckham against Washington, against Evans at LA. I like ODB. I'm sorry.
Against Washington, but against the LA Rams?
I don't. What? They won 9-3 last week against Seattle.
Okay.
Give me Odell Beckham Jr. against pretty much any receiver in the league. What are you talking about? Moving on. Dez against Fitzy now.
I'm going with Fitzy. Dez has not done Dick. I'm going with Fitzpatrick on that one. Or Fitzgerald.
I believe in Dez.
I don't.
I know because I have Ezekiel Elliott and he's scalped me all my points. Travis Benjamin, which is all of a sudden become a monster out with these injuries. T.Y. Hilton back, healthy.
So we also have the situation where Andrew Luck's going to be throwing to his receiver.
His guy in San Diego.
Snaking points away, which is what...
Right.
That's what Datling did to me game 1.
With Willie Snead. Yeah.
That hurts.
It does hurt. Shit, man. I don't know. That's
I'm gonna
a
go
tough
Benjamin.
one.
By a hair.
I like Benjamin. Well, I mean, he played for Cleveland, so I like him. Give me him.
All right, Todd Gurley. Ryan Matthews.
That's easy.
Todd Gurley.
Moving on.
Carlos Hyde. It's D'Angelo Williams.
Okay, so Hyde's at Seattle. Give me Williams.
All day. We didn't think about that.
It's a shame that he can't be flexed.
Although Philadelphia's front seven's tough, they're defending against the run right now.
But
I'm just fucking out.
Seattle.
It's still D'Angelo Williams.
Okay,
it's D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, and it's the San Francisco offense is
horrible. Travis Kelce against Rob Gronkowski.
Gronk says he's gonna play.
He does, but
how many snaps?
I would like to point out that they have used Gronk as a decoy in the past. It's not uncommon for New England. And with the way Martellus Bennett has been playing lately, I don't think they feel like they should have to rush Gronk back in. So if there's any question there, why is the team letting him on the field?
Houston's got a good defense, although it's in New England. You never know. I don't think Travis Kelce is any good though. So give me Gronk. I like it.
Yeah. Well, you got who's on his bench if Gronk ends up not playing for some reason.
He's got Uzomah. He's projecting it as staunch 3 there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll trade him a guy.
Give me Gronk. I'll go with Gronk as well.
I'll trade you Kyle Rudolph, man.
All right, then we got Theo Riddick, who I love right now.
Against Calvin Benjamin, who I love even more than him. So give me Calvin.
Give me Calvin.
Janikowski wins at all things kicking.
Goskowski?
It's the only prediction I'll make on kickers, aside from my own.
Goskowski.
Is that Janikowski is
Goskowski always wins.
Always.
Always Goskowski.
He'll never let you down. He's kick forever.
I'm going to say Goskowski.
60. He bangs them from 60 all day.
All right, then we got the Denver defense against Cincinnati, or the LA Rams against Tampa Bay. Oh.
Now, That is a tough call.
That's a really tough call.
Because I don't know that Tampa Bay is bad. I don't like Doug Martin at running back. I think they might be better without him.
Tampa Bay.
Jameis threw 4 picks last week.
Tampa Bay is.
But I think that they can hit when they stroke it. They're all right.
Well, here's where I look at it.
And at home,
Tampa Bay's
especially.
Bad, but LA is not. The amount that LA is worse than Denver. Not that they're a bad defense, but Denver's incredible. So you look at that.
I mean, you
And
forgetting about the
Cincinnati-
9-3 win against Seattle last
Yeah,
week.
I know, but Seattle's not firing all cylinders right now. But Cincinnati is a significantly better team than Tampa Bay. So there's
Obviously.
a weird balancing act there.
Denver on the road and Cincinnati
Is
is
Cincinnati enough better? That was a weird phrase. Is Cincinnati that much better than Tampa Bay that it balances out how much better Denver is than LA?
You got to consider the fact that Denver, this is Trevor Siemian, a quarterback,
Uh-huh.
his 3rd game, and it's Cincinnati's defense with that pass rush. And listen, give me
Denver. I'm taking Denver.
give
I'm
me
going out.
LA. Give me LA's defense very tentatively, but overall, I very much like the Detonators to kind of really just put Gags in a tough hole at 0-3.
You know what? I wanna give the edge to Gags because of luck. But just looking up and down
He's
the
not
lineups,
even 100%. You know, they got him questionable this week. I just
looking up and down the lineups, I'm going to go with the Detonators.
I think the trade really hurt him. If you imagine that he's got Antonio Brown, Odell, and Travis Benjamin.
I agree.
Right? He doesn't. Who did he trade for? Zach Miller or something? Wait,
I gotta go. I gotta give it to the Detonators. I think they're
he
going to take
traded
out
for
guys.
Shady McCoy, who's on his bench.
Shady's.
I mean,
I'm not a Shady fan.
I'm sorry. That trade is not looking good right now for the Gags.
I'm saying Gags goes 0-3.
Who trades AB? I'm sorry, you know.
I don't care. You don't trade AB.
You just don't.
You just don't. I don't care what you're getting back from. You don't trade AB.
So, well, I mean, I care what you're getting back for him. You trade him with the guys
you
giving
get
you
enough.
Julio and
right. Yeah,
you know, somebody awesome too, but
Julio, Mike Evans for
I do that.
Yeah, you take him,
but it just wasn't sexy enough with Des Bryant.
Yeah, but
McCoy,
this trade has
Kelsey.
this trade has been discussed both ways, and there's an argument for each side. So there's an argument you take.
I'm sorry, I like having Jason
Witten.
If you wanted a Dallas receiver, just have Jason Witten at tight end.
Yeah, I wouldn't
instead of Kelsey, and then AB instead of Dez, and then McCoy could be on someone else's bench.
Yep. All right, we're saying Detonators.
All right, Detonators. Sorry, Gags. I hate the trade.
So are we down to this week's matchup?
We're down to this week's. Wait. I can't. This thing is so jumpy. I think it's you, Kevin. Your orbit.
Well, you keep touching it. Makes it move.
Your orbit's out of whack.
What are we talking about?
Anyways.
It moves a little every time you touch it. All right. So.
Hold on. Wait.
All right. Give me some half-ass sound effects.
No, that's not it. Hold on.
We're so good at this.
We're the best.
We're riding the horse to this week's matchup.
Riding a horse, baby.
It's horrible. Please come back and do the podcast next week, guys. Don't make us do this again. No,
listen, it's because Kevin ignores my notes and doesn't want to.
Well, you know what it is? I want to give a shout out here to our podcasters. They've been doing it for years now.
They're organized.
They're practiced and rehearsed. You know, all of the segments they do are the ones that they've come up with. Like, they're all originals. You know, we're just trying to kind of ride their coattails a little bit. Like,
yeah.
You guys have put in a lot of work on the podcast over the past few years.
Very appreciative.
Credit where it's due. You guys are good at what you do, and you know, for those of you out there listening, I hope you appreciate what they do for the league, because this is not easy.
Are you listening to this? Because this is a cheap version of them.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's hit it. This week's matchup.
Okay, the big matchup of the week is, first of all, New Gods, Mad Titans, new name, new attitude, beating people by a point. It's all he does against his own flesh and blood.
The Mighty
brother,
Midgets, the 2-0 team versus 2-0 team.
Somebody's cubes.
Are gonna get.
Hube's cubes are getting stepped on by Hubes.
Should we sing that Hubes Cube song?
Cubes getting stepped on by Hubes.
I literally had nothing after that. Cubes.
Getting stepped on, Hubes.
All right.
So yeah, a Hubes cube step to a Hubes.
Here we go. New Gods, Mad Titans. We got Eli Manning versus Aaron Rodgers.
We got Rodgers. They're both at home. Washington,
It's
Detroit,
Detroit.
respectively, in defense matchup.
Rodgers.
Gotta go with A-Rod.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what's the story on Alshon Jeffrey?
I don't know.
He did not practice.
Yeah.
This is Thursday. This is the day you need to be in practice, right?
Yep.
So
And
what's
he's not
did he
practicing.
Not practice. Although, I mean, I'm not sure Decker practiced on my. I think that the game is Sunday night. So
Allen Robinson against Baltimore, or Alshon Jeffrey against Dallas.
I mean, if Alshon goes, I like him.
Alshon. Yeah, if Alshon plays, I'll take Alshon as well.
Yeah. Demaryius Thomas with a well-known hip injury of some sort.
Against Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones.
I gotta get Marvin Jones.
And that's for the people that said Matt Stafford can't QB. He's finding him the ball.
Yep. Just not finding Golden Tate the ball. Son of a bitch.
That was a dig to you.
Yeah, fuck you.
You did.
Dougie Baldwin, Dougie Fresh against Nelson Aguilar. Doug Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Well, wait, hold on. No. You know
what
what?
are you talking-
For the
what do
sake
you-
of argument,
No.
I don't like Doug Baldwin. How many touchdowns did he have last year? 16? It's something gross.
Something,
like that.
yes.
Aguilar is number 2. Behind my man, Jordan Matthews,
Yeah.
who chunks up the targets. But
But look
Pittsburgh, if they're soft anyway, it's in the second.
But here's what Carson Wentz. I mean, he's the flavor of the week right now. And the thing is, I like the guy. He's making some good throws. Like for a rookie quarterback, he's definitely got room to
This
grow.
is not your daddy's Pittsburgh Steelers right
But he-
now.
well, he
because
plays for
there's
the
no
Eagles.
I'm talking about there's no Dick LeBeau going. They're playing Pittsburgh this week.
Yes.
That's why I'm talking about Pittsburgh's
But-
defense. So
What I want to point out is, last week they played a bad defense, and he threw for under 200 yards. So, if he's throwing for under 200 yards against a bad defense, and he spread it around
Listen,
quite
look,
a bit.
Look, I'm gonna go Herm Edwards on you a little bit. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. Kevin.
They are who we thought they were.
I mean, that's a different guy altogether.
Is it? I don't get
Yeah,
it.
no, that you were doing.
Was that Lovie Smith?
No, you're doing Denny Green, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh man.
And I was doing Herm Edwards Jets. Anyways, dude, they're just trying to salt the clock away. Chicago was giving it away, and
Yeah, they were
threw
really
for
far
under
off.
200. They were blowing them out.
Yeah,
They knew they just had to.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you
You
that.
play to win the game. They won the game.
Yeah.
This is going to be a different kind of game. I think Wentz is going to throw the ball around a bit.
He does
it's gonna
like
surprise
Aguilar.
you a bit. All right.
Yeah. So all that's being said, I still like Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, I hate these projections because Aguilar is getting in the end zone. Count it.
All right.
All right.
I'll take Baldwin.
MG3 against Latavius Murray. Now, interestingly enough, Melvin
not-
Gordon never scored a touchdown in fantasy until I played against him. And
I'm
he
not
hates
a
me
Melvin Gordon
personally.
fan.
I
know there's been injuries. I know all of that. I don't like Melvin Gordon.
I would love to be able to flex him if I were him, but he obviously can't go.
No.
He's getting Le'Veon back.
Melvin
after
Gordon
this week.
isn't their receiving back. That's why they
Who's
went
gonna-
out.
okay, yeah, but
The guy I just picked up.
you don't even know his name. He's
I
a piece of
know.
garbage.
I'm bad with names.
Oh, the guy from who used to fumble a lot in Denver, Ronnie Hillman.
No, not Ronnie Hillman.
Where'd he go? Minnesota.
I don't know. He's a 3-name guy. What the hell's his name? I can't remember who the hell I just picked up.
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
and you have 6 trans.
Dexter.
Oh, McCluster
Yeah.
from Kansas City. He's
Um,
all right.
No, it's
How come
okay.
he didn't have a? Yeah, no, you are right. Dexter
is that who it was?
McCluster.
I don't know. He's on my team now. But that's why they like the Woodhead role. They want a guy to play the Woodhead role because Gordon's not their pass catcher.
Yeah, but I think that this is time for him to learn.
I don't know. I don't like Gordon.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's their goal line guy. Give me him.
He's not even the goal line guy.
Well, Latavius
And
Murray.
at the goal
I
line,
like
they were
Murray.
always looking at Woodhead.
Let it be said that I like both these running. Wait, what?
I'm going with Latavius Murray.
Look, this is not a matchup of brothers, dude. Jim's
Crick. Jimmy Craig, not Jimmy Huber.
Oh, this is way better. Cool.
God, we're so horrible.
Cubes in the Cube song and shit. I love this.
We're so not good at this.
I'm glad I spotted that. Well, anyway, continuing on. These guys are like blood brothers and brothers from another.
Still 2-0 teams up against.
Yeah, they're 2-0 teams.
Matchups.
Whatever. It's not the.
God, we're
the
so
cubes
bad.
and all that shit.
We're so bad at that.
All right. Well. Anyway. Anyhow. All right.
I love the fact that you're high right now and still caught that, and I didn't.
It's my day off. Will you stop giving me shit about it?
All right.
Well, only because I tried to trade for Latavius Murray once, and I knew who I was trying to trade, and then I thought, oh, was there a trade? And then, oh shit, because we did a whole like song.
That sentence was incredible.
Anyway, I love it. Yeah, well, don't do drugs. Okay, so give me Murray.
Yeah, give me Latavius Murray.
All right, don't give me that guy. He keeps
Washington.
Listen. Good on you,
That's
New
Forte?
Gods, because you've been carting this guy out.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for Le'Veon.
No, Forte.
Coming back to you.
Give me Forte.
Yeah, give
all
me
day.
Forte all day.
Tammy against Delaney Walker.
I like Tammy. And you know what? You know what I like about this?
Oakland. Tammy's
yeah.
against New Orleans. Give me Tammy.
And then we got, okay.
Sanu, who's breaking my heart lately.
I got to go with David Johnson in this spot. He just looks strong, doesn't he?
Yep. I'll go with that, David Johnson.
And then...
Gano versus Bailey. Give me Bailey.
Yeah, and then we got Tampa versus Carolina. I'm again not picking kickers.
Carolina.
Carolina's against Minnesota. Tampa against LA. Nah, I'm going with Tampa. LA's
Are you shitting
offense
me?
is that fucking bad.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell
But you got Minnesota with no Adrian Peterson.
And I was looking. I did want to see why he streamed Tampa, and then because he dumped Indy. That might be the tranny of the week because, dude, the LA offense is putrid. Case Keenum is shite.
Minnesota,
they stacked the box. Tavon Austin.
Do you know why Minnesota is feeling optimistic these days? Because Mark Sanchez is their quarterback. That's the shining spot of their offense right now. Is Mark fucking Sanchez.
Sam fucking Bradford.
Oh, Sam Bradford. Good God.
Well, I mean, there's a pretty
huge
huge difference there.
Yeah.
Mark fucking butt fumble Sanchez.
Well, they're both ex-Philadelphia.
Listen, I don't care. Sam Bradford looks good. He's
looks
got
good
something
for one game.
When healthy, Sam Bradford, I've always liked him. So give me Tampa and that. Give me that. You know what?
Chunks.
Change my pick on Cameron Artis-Payne to Tampa Bay's defense being the tranny of the week. Give me New Gods Mad Titans for the win.
I'm taking Mighty Midgets.
And then no.
Nope. We picked too many Mighty Midgets players for us to say that New Gods Mad Titans is going to win.
No, because maybe I was reaching on Aguilar, and maybe Kansas City stops the run.
All right, this is the pick that we differ on. I'm taking Mighty Midgets here. You can have New Gods Mad Titans.
I was going to touch on this, and the reason I like this for New Gods Mad Titans, I'm sorry I should have mentioned, is because he has two guys going on Monday, and the guy is walking on water right now, fantasy-wise, on Monday night.
Well, I think
he's going to get the required points, whether it be 50, 70, 90, or 31.6. He'll get what's needed to go 3-0.
I disagree. Mighty Midgets takes
He's on a roll. His wife told him. His wife was right. You said it.
The fantasy guys just want us to draft to the beach next year. That's all.
Well, wait. Before we go, we might as well end this sack of shit with the rest of the things I want to talk about. First of all,
go to the notes.
No use of sexy hondos, Brian was asking about. The reason is you have to put up more than one hondo to even use the term. Now, my team can't seem to do that. I can't sit here and say I'm going to put sexy hondos on you.
Define a hondo.
A hondo, hondos.
I think we need a definition.
Well, it's actually, it's not an actual hondo.
Yes, I know.
It's hondos plural. It can only be used when there's more than one hondo, which...
But what is it?
When you get 200 plus
200, that was the question. We wanted to know.
Hondos.
What?
Because you're putting up, I believe it started with a couple of sexy hondos.
It is a slang term for 100.
Right.
So, 2 hondos is 200 points.
Right. So when I'm putting a couple sexy hondos, and that's how it started. But then couple Because, well, then I was flirting with 300 that year. So then I just started saying Hondas because I was like, I'm definitely getting those 2. I might even get 3.
Oh, man.
Also,
275 is still the record.
Step on my cubes is a phrase that should be used at all times, anytime.
I
agree 100%.
I like the phrase. It's definitely one of my favorite Biglerisms.
Thank you. It might have come from Family Guy. I believe Stewie might have said it at some point. I have this vision of him in my head when I say it, but
so Stewie has cubicle-shaped testicles.
Well, no, I think it's just a term for your balls, is your cubes.
All right.
I mean, I think we all should be saying cubes because it's great.
I think you should get those checked. that's how you're feeling about your balls.
Right.
You might want to see something.
No,
like
they're not
that.
cube shaped, just like nuts. I mean, they're not shaped like all nuts, like hopefully not like pistachios.
No,
it's
that'd be
kind of a
weird.
small nut
Yeah.
there, isn't it?
Or even a cashew. That'd be
Right,
fucked up.
right. So, I mean,
But a walnut,
Yeah.
you there.
I'm into it. Get those crackers out, baby. Let's do it. Also, Tim Curry being the tranny of the week. Picture, brilliant.
Oh,
Loves Tim Curry.
Love Tim
more than most. If you haven't seen Clue, it is probably my favorite movie of all time.
I-
All-star cast, the best movie of all
Okay,
time.
everybody in this league, we're all around the same age, so everybody should feel my pain on this. I was recently in a group setting where a lot of the people were younger. They were in their mid-20s, and I brought up Clue, and only one person had seen the movie. Most of them didn't even know what it was.
Right.
And they were all theater people. That's the thing. And I was like, how the fuck does a group of theater people not know one of the great Tim Curry movies of all time?
The greatest movie of all time. I mean,
It's a great movie.
Just off the top of my
It's a
head,
great movie.
Martin
Of Tim-
Ball's in it.
Of
Christopher
Tim Curry
Lloyd,
movies.
Madeline Kahn.
Oh my gosh. Flames on the side of my face.
Teething,
Burning. Awesome.
Unbelievable.
Now here's a great. Which one's a better Tim Curry movie? Rocky Horror Picture Show or Clue?
Listen, Clue.
Yeah,
Hands down.
I'll give you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Wadsworth, the butler.
I'm with you.
The whole
Clue
movie
is the better film.
Unbelievable.
Rocky
It's
Horror
great.
might have better staying power because it's a cult classic, but Clue is the spirit film.
I believe, so Deborah Hill produced this movie. Now, the same lady produced the original Halloween, John Carpenter. And Deborah Hill Productions have only produced, I think, 3 movies. Halloween, the original, Clue, and I think Jingle All the Way, which is, or one of those type of movies that's
Okay.
actually pretty, I think it was Kindergarten Cop. So,
Huh.
I mean, this lady's
It's
in
not
a
the-
stroke when she produces a movie. Let's do this thing.
Right.
That's right. So, Clue, if you haven't, check it out. It's the best fucking movie.
Yeah. Now the 7-part podcast, technical difficulties are going to happen, and I'm not going to hate on them for it. So it was, a
I
little,
didn't mind.
little tedious having to click all the different links.
You know what?
But you know what? It was still solid.
It gave me little breaks.
I liked the pictures. I mean, well produced.
No, I thought. Listen, I'm telling you, these guys are.
Far
This is
superior.
hard to do.
Far superior.
Even if you're babysitting someone getting high on their day off. On my day off, no kids around.
I'm not supposed to be here today. Sounds a bunch of savages.
I think that is everything. Yeah, Jonathan Stewart went down. That's not good.
Thank you for that brilliant insight.
Well,
I'm glad we fit that in.
I'm looking at these notes I have, and I have no idea why.
He
I
took the
circled
time to
that.
write it. We got to make
Yeah.
sure we said it.
Oh, also, Maddie, on top of getting all the games right, he picked Eric Decker over Antonio Brown.
Mhm.
Also, the guy's on fire. Watch out for him. New girlfriend, new love of his life.
Yeah.
He's not even getting the goddamn mail.
He's doing great.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. So, maybe we have time. I can pull you up this jumbled fucking email that I got.
We're at an hour and 13 minutes, so technically we don't have time. But
Right.
we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, because it's about the onesie that I got for Brian.
The
and it's
mythical onesie?
Yeah. Anyways, it says, I think Abu from
Did anybody understand that sentence at all?
Anyway, so it says, hello, Brandon Bigler. The bodysuit had been returned to me, so it's not entirely clear to me why Heimowitz asks this situation. And now we reship again or refund for you. Your earlier reply will be appreciated. Also, reship, please tell me address again. Best wishes. This is the fucking guy that I bought. I'm sorry, the company that I bought the onesie, the Beastie Boys. This guy does not like the Beastie Boys.
Did he have a stroke?
Clearly.
In the middle of that email?
And so as you can see, I actually ordered the thing, and
it was returned.
Yeah.
To them.
Back to Pakistan, so I'm gonna get it in a couple weeks.
Alright.
I'm gonna wash the shit out of it. It's probably got some weird bird
Make it
flu
racist.
on it. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna go with the bird flu.
Okay, well, you
Yeah.
disappointed me there. I thought we were going to go with something, it's going to be like a turban
No,
staying on it.
with
or-
Matt Detling in this league, it's racist enough.
That's true.
All right. So.
All right, well, we got to sign it off.
Fucking nice.
That was-
High-fiving it. That was rough.
Yeah, that was the sound of a high five. So it was really,
I think
it was
this-
very climactic for us as a way to end it. For you guys, completely nothing happening at all. because
This
you couldn't
might
see
go
it.
down in history.
It's
You
the
gotta
worst
get this
podcast.
out there for people because we got the brothers matchup that wasn't. This is my favorite part about it. So well,
I'm glad
since we
that
let
we made
yeah.
fun of ourselves enough to you guys just rehash us making fun of ourselves for all the shit we fucked up this week. Podcast.